Welcome back, my friends, to another episode of TFT Hyperroll from Mission for Tuition. We call it Mission for Tuition because we're trying to pay for our son's middle and high school tuition. This is not a request for donations. We don't take donations. We only make money from views. So please like, comment, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff to help the YouTube algorithm. Now, this is a follow-up to one of our first TFT Hyperroll videos where we did John Warwick. Welcome to the sequel. Now, this game did not start out really clear-cut. While it did give me a 2-star Camille and a Warwick from the beginning, the augments really did not give me a clear path forward. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Sniper Heart, Phony Frontline do not work very well in a challenger build. So I decided to go with Exiles, which gives you 35% of your maximum health as a shield for the first 8 seconds of combat. That's important for later, and you'll see why. Now, at this point in the match, I was not sure exactly which comp I was going to go. I just knew I had to keep everyone separated so they could get their shield, but I'm just trying to put my best team forward right now. So since I could 2-star the Garen, I went with that, and I kept the 2 challengers going. Now, since I have a Giant's Belt on Garen, and I'm given the opportunity for a Chain Vest, you know exactly what I'm going to do with that. That's right, Sunfire Cape. I still find it one of the best early game tank items. The anti-healing properties alone make it pretty much worth doing, but I strongly suggest if you get the opportunity to pick it up, do it, especially early in the game. It falls off a little bit more later, but at this point you're just trying to keep from losing. And I'm speeding you through these early fights because at this point I really don't know exactly what comp I'm going to go for. You can see I've picked up some Academy champs, I've picked up some Challenger champs, and it could go either way right now. I'm really looking for a sign from the RNG gods telling me what it wants me to do. And then they give me an answer. Here's a needlessly large rod, you already have a bow, you have a Warwick, why not make a Rage Blade on Warwick? And at that point, I had the opportunity to pick up a couple of Chemtech champs, and I thought, here is a chance to try out a Challenger Chemtech mix build, and let's see how it goes. Since Warwick heals with each swipe, and the Chemtech has a health component in it, I thought it would be a natural mix. Now, these augments left me with an interesting choice. Do I get the extra Challenger or the Socialite Heart? I decide on the Socialite Heart because I'd like to get the Hex that has the increased damage on it and then put Warwick in it to make him my Spotlight. But I'm not planning on necessarily going to more than one Spotlight because a little extra mana is not going to help Warwick since he doesn't cast. Having finally committed into something, this is not in a particularly strong place. My 3 Chemtech champions are all 1-star. My only 2-star on the board is Camille, and she is not going to carry at this point. Warwick isn't quite strong enough to make it, but I'm hoping that as I get to the next level and get to the 4th Challenger, it will help. By the end of the NPC round, with a lot of rolling and luck, I've 2-starred the Warwick, 2-starred the Singed, and I can pick up a Chain Vest that I can combine with the bow and make a Titan's Resolve. This will make Warwick get stronger and stronger throughout the next fight. And here you will start to see just how strong Warwick can be, with that 20% increased damage from that Socialite square, and then the increased damage from the Titan's Resolve as he gets to 25 stacks and gains power. The increased speed from the Rage Blade allows him to be the John Warwick of past, and although he's not leaping from person to person, he's dashing to them and slashing. And clearly, he is absolutely loving every minute of it. At this point, the name of the game is just keep building around this. I ultimately want to get to 6 challengers. I've picked up a Zillion because it'll be nice to put Clockwork in. Since I'm going to keep Camille as part of the team, it will speed everyone up even more, but Warwick is taking control. For the 3rd augment, normally I would say Chemical Overload because there's Chemtechs. However, I'm only running 3 Chemtechs, so Celestial Blessing is going to give me healing on top of Warwick's regular healing, so it's going to allow him to last even longer than normal. Now remember, the very first augment we picked up was Exiles, which gives a shield for 35% of maximum health. Normally Warmogs is not something you would put on Warwick, but with Exiles in place, giving him that additional health at the start of combat will give him a shield that again allows him to last longer, power up that Rage Blade, power up that Titan's Resolve, and overall just take over the match. And this is where you can start to see it all come together. That shield that helps him out initially takes a while to wear off. By the time it's worn off, he's picked up an additional shield from the Celestial Blessing. That allows him to get up to the full 25 stacks on his Titan's Resolve, which enables him to have more power, and then, since he's jumping from person to person, as soon as he gets a kill, he's powered up his Rage Blade to maximum potential, and is able to finish off this team of Yordles. But at this point, I'm now debating which way to go for the future of this comp. I could get to 4 Clockworks, which would give a team-wide 25% attack speed plus 10% per augment. Or I could go for 6 Challengers, which just gives a 90% attack speed bonus to the specific Challengers. Initially, it looks like the Clockwork would be better, because it would be 25% plus 10% per augment, 3 augments, so an additional 55% attack speed, where the Challenger is just giving a 30% attack speed. But notice that that doubles for 2.5 seconds after each kill. Based on that, I'm going Challenger. And please tell me if my calculations were wrong on this and I made the wrong choice and I would have been better with the Clockwork, let me know. But for this game, I picked up the Thieves' Gloves for Fiora, since that'll be decent for her, since I don't have her sort of best possible items, and then I put the Chemtech and the Archangel onto Orianna for now, while I'm lucky enough to find a 2-star Fiora to get me ready for the next fight. And for this match, I am super glad to have picked up that Fiora, because my Warwick gets stunned and is able to get taken down because of it. But Fiora is able to get into their backline, do her ult, and just absolutely crush them. And with that victory, we are into the top 4. I had originally grabbed a Yone with the idea of putting him in as the next challenger, but instead I have Kai'Sa, who I have picked up, and decide to go with her instead. It's also now time to play Tetris with these champions, because I need to keep them separated for the exile buff to work. I've moved the Orianna items over to Kai'Sa because they will be incredibly effective on her, and this now really gives me 3 points of damage. I have my Warwick, my Fiora, who's going to be a little bit luck-based, and then Kai'Sa, who can absolutely wreck things, and you can see her here leading the damage charts. I quickly discovered that due to the placement of that Socialite Hex, I could not figure out how to place these champions in a way that would not have at least 2 of them right next to each other. If you want a fun puzzle, try and figure it out. I haven't been able to do it, but maybe someone out there can solve this one. Meanwhile, I am right now looking for a second Kai'Sa that I can Nico's help up, and there she is. And we are good to go. Just give the GA over to Zac so he can come back from the dead if necessary. If I had gotten Warwick up to 3-star gold, I think he could have absolutely carried with these items. But since he's just a little silver, you need the 3 points of damage for this to work, and you can see it's Fiora, Warwick, and Kai'Sa leading the damage chart. Overall, I'm feeling pretty good about this build, even though I didn't get to the gold Warwick. I check in on the competition and see they're running a 5 mutant 2 twin shot, which could be deadly if it hits right. I play a little bit of musical champions just in case they've checked in on me and I want to mess things up a little bit for them, but Warwick can't move because he is my spotlight for this match. He's going to start on their target dummy, but ultimately as he powers up, he becomes the key to just taking things down and wrecking them, leading to the victory. Hope you enjoyed John Warwick Part 2, and that you have an absolutely awesome day.